obviously, like your first playoff series, like, um, is there like one key moment that you're taking away, or was it just kind of like pinch myself? I'm covering a playoff series with the Pistons right now.
Man, yeah, I think it would have to be. It was a couple moments actually. Again, the atmosphere was amazing. Anybody who's in the comments that was at LCA showing out, going crazy, kudos to you, man. The energy there was absolutely phenomenal. And for the playoffs, it's regular for media members to get a little bit more dressed up. So I put a suit on, I put a jacket on. I tried to get a little bit more stylish with it. So in the process of that, in the media room where there's food in the buffet, I got to meet Worldwide West, who's a senior advisor for the Knicks. We were having a little bit of banter about the '04 Pistons. I told him that Chauncey's one of my favorite players. Sheed's one of my favorite players. He was mad I didn't mention Rip, so we had a little bit of a back and forth with that. Also challenged him to play one-on-one, so that was fun. But that, kind of equated to game 6 when I saw him again, where he put me in the same table to meet and interview and talk to Walt Frazier about his view. He does the color commentary for the Knicks on their side. He said, yeah, man, you were able to hold on with me, so why don't you go ahead and talk to him? He said, if you got any ounce of brains in you, you'll go interview him right now. I'm like, okay, all right, cool, let's do it. So, just being able to freestyle off of that, talking to the fans in the building, talking to a lot of the big wigs and some legendary players, from both sides of both teams. It was so much to take in, man. It's one of those moments I'll never forget. I'm 34 years old. I was there for the '04 run. I was in the arena when they played the Bucks in the first round and it was lights out over there. This felt a little more crazy than that. I feel like for the FU Brunson chance, a lot of the toxic energy, but it was all for good reason. So it was so many fun takeaways, and I'll definitely cherish that for the rest of my life.
I'll just say, like watching from home, I've never heard Little Caesars Arena that loud. Now, mind you, like I've gone to Pistons games this season. I've gone to Red Wings games this season. Like the atmosphere, like at home, felt electric. So I can't even imagine what it was like down there. I know a friend of ours, Sean Murphy, he was telling me like on his iPhone watch that it hit like 140 decibels. Like it was just so damn loud. He's like, yeah, I couldn't hear shit, dude. Like at all. So I mean, you never like it was just cool to see everyone like go out, show out. Um, some people didn't wear the t-shirts. I guess it is what it is at this point. But I mean, like at the end of the day, it was really cool to see the Pistons not only like host not one, not two, but three playoff games because they forced a game 6. But just as a fan and someone that has been doing like weekly podcasts for like the past like 4 or 5 years, man, like got a taste of the playoffs. I want to go back next season. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you can't help but be hungry for a little bit more. And then I saw a follow up podcast with I think Brunson, where he even talked about how energetic and how crazy that fan base was. He said, the FU Brunson chance aside, when they called him a flopper, which was super loud, booing him every time he touched the ball, going at Cat every time he touched the ball. And then they were chirping too. Like they were going, back and forth with the fans in the front row. You could just tell that everybody was, on pins and needles the whole game. I'm so happy that each game was actually competitive. It wasn't a blowout in any of the 6 games. So, that showed that the Pistons truly belong. And the fans carried their weight, even, like you said, even though they didn't wear the t-shirts. They did a good job of representing and they carried an unbelievable atmosphere inside of LCA.
It really was like I'm working on a project video right now of like how this team is so much different from the 2015-16 and the 2018-19 team.
Oh yeah.
And like why I think like this team isn't scratching the surface right now because they're incredibly young.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll probably be back as a top 6, maybe top 5 seed, depending on like what really happens this off season. But like, I'm glad they got the monkey off their back too. Like not winning a
Yeah.
playoff game for 17 straight years. Cool. They have to wait until next year to win a home playoff game. I really thought they were going to win one in game 4. Like the last minute foul was just crazy. There's so many things in these playoffs that were just like you have to rewind and just rewatch it and relive it because like there were so many things that I missed. Like I watched back games 3 and 4 and I'm like, man, like absolutely crazy between the crowds, the F.U. Brunson, the flopper stuff. Like it was so memorable. And even though we didn't win a first round playoff series, it was still like really enjoyable to watch this as a fan at the end of the day.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do. Like that was one of my goals. Even I thought that they had a chance to win, which obviously they showed that they did. I picked them to win in six. But at the very least, I wanted them to at the very least show that they belong. Winning 2 games on their home court 100% matters. Being able to answer the runs that the Knicks win on, like Brunson getting hot, Mikal Bridges hitting tough shot after tough shot, Cat playing, like he was hearing a lot of the chatter around his name and then responding to it. The Pistons did a really good job of bouncing back from double-digit deficits repeatedly to get in position to win, towards the fourth quarter. So if the inexperience would have been a matter of them just getting blown out, that would have been a completely different conversation. And I think our energy right now would be totally different. The fact that they were able to withstand and kind of answer blow for blow, throughout injuries, not having Ivy, not having Stu, not sure when he was going to come back, and still just being able to answer the call with who they had. Like you said, it showed that they truly belong, and it should be, I won't say guaranteed, but they shows that they belong and should have that desire to get back as soon as next season because they're in perfect position to repeat what they did.
I mean, given like where New York's at, like that's a team that I think you talk to a Knicks fan, like they're matched up to go against the Boston Celtics, who were a favorite to make it out of the East, injuries included.
Right.
The fact that the Pistons tested them, and like realistically, like they could be playing in a game seven, depending on like how whistles go. But like it
Right.
was a competitive 6 game series. And obviously, I'm pretty positive about it. And you're right. Like if they didn't win a game, they got blown out. They got swept like they did in the previous 2 playoffs, and 2015 and 2018. Absolutely, we'd probably be having different narratives
For sure.
and conversations. We do have, shout out to my guy Tom, number one Pistons Korea fan, saying Eric Vincent, the man followed by Ben Stiller. Shout out.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the follow, Tom. I hit him up. I got the tweet. He followed Sean Murphy, and I thought I was coming next because, he tweeted my video. I didn't get the follow after, man. I'm a little hurt by that. So, Ben, if you watch it, you owe me a follow. Sean Murphy, I'm very, very envious of you right now, my brother. But yeah, it was still a cool moment. I can't be mad at it. It is what it is.
So Sean saw your tweet and saw an opportunity to get a follow. So that's what you're saying.
He tweeted him and said, "Oh my God, Ben tweeting Eric Vincent," and then he follows him after. I'm like, "Oh snap, my turn next." Nope, not gonna happen. I got snubbed.
Man, shout out to Sean. I hope Ben Stiller does follow you. Even though he's a Knicks fan, he's still one of my favorite actors. Like he's just
Big legend.
he's phenomenal.